Okay, let's get right to this one. It's a knife I never thought I would get, honestly. I thought the AD 20.5 or one of the variations, because I have quite a few of them, as you probably know if you watch the channel. For example, Thai AD 20.5 versus Grivery, Shark's Foot versus Clip Point. And then I started getting into the 20S's, which were really exciting to me and awesome. And then that took me to the 80-20, and there's just been this progression of, I think, appreciation and understanding of what Demko has done with the series of knives that keeps me pursuing them. And that has brought me to this one, which is a super exciting find, but I never really thought I would get here, to be honest. So this is a private sale, and probably the most exciting slash, I don't want to say nerve-wracking, but the one I was the most tentative about, where normally I'll just jump on a knife when I see it. But this one I actually took a day to think about it and figure out what I wanted to do. So this is another Demko, but not just any Demko. So let's see why. You may already be noticing this is a very different box than others that you'll see from Demko. You may be noticing now this is a very different case than you'll see. This is almost like a, like it's probably synthetic, but almost like a wool texture. And what could be in there? Wow. That is not just any 80-20. You'll see there's a little oil on the blade for maintenance. But this is an 80-20. That's right. Custom ground titanium, colored with like a little bit of a blue. And it's Magnacut. One of the other things I noticed right away is that this one comes with a different finish on the blade. So let me get this cleaned up real quick here. Get some of this oil off so we can get a really good look at what we got. Sorry, bear with me. It's also very cold. I just got outside the mailbox. It's about 36 degrees out right now. So this did come with a nice little Demko cleaning rag. I've already gotten most of it off there, so I'm just gonna get the last little bits, as much as I don't wanna make a mess out of this cleaning rag. So look at that. You'll notice you got the peanut slot instead of the typical thumb studs. A hand ground. Let's just see how it feels. Oh yeah. Feels really nice. I wouldn't say, and it probably needs to warm up a little bit, I wouldn't say it's as smooth on the action as the 80-20 machine ground I have with the LMAX. It's hard to say. There are a lot of factors that can go into that, but it's also really cold right now, so I'll see when it warms up if it feels the same. But I can actually feel this one through the travel, whereas the 8020 machine ground LMAX, I can't even feel the blade move from here to here. But some really cool elements to this. First, I love the dark pocket clip. It's sort of like bronzed screws. And obviously love the amazing finish here. Like that is, let's really give ourselves some clarity here. Get this out of the way. But love the finish. I mean, it is just phenomenal. I just literally got home from a work trip and jumped right into this one. Let's see if I can get something better for cleaning it really quickly so we can really get a look at it. Okay. Love the satin finish on the blade. You almost see like vertical lines and horizontal lines, which is really neat. I love the uniqueness of the, you know, not having a thumb stud, because all the rest do. I'm probably gonna have to get used to that action, but you're always seeing me like get these things out of the box for the first time, so I try not to bleed the first time I use a knife. And what is a little surprising, because I didn't see it in the pictures, but I love, is I'm almost seeing like a little bit of a bronzed color in the grind, whereas I thought it was going to be more of like a silver titanium look. I can just put this in front of the light for a second and see if I'm seeing it right here. Yeah, it's accurate. I can turn the light on while I'm doing the video, the flash or something. I don't think so. But yeah, that is really neat. And then the shark lock is a different color than what I'm used to. Normally that's like the same color as the blade, so that's really neat. Kind of a working finish, or I don't know, I'm gonna have to actually like really get a look at it. Love the bronzed looking hardware in there. Oof. That is an absolute thing of beauty. Even the blade shape's a little different. Let's see how the centering is. Freaking dead center. Get focus right here. Dead center. All right, so I can get that down a little bit here. Come around the side. Let's just see what we're working with here. I pulled out a few comparables for this one within the Demko lineup. The 8020, of course, being the most obvious one. Now I'm like tripping out on opening all of them. Sorry. Definitely not positioning myself well here in how I'm opening up the knives. So sorry about that. Here is a titanium shark's foot 8020S. Here is a G10 shark's foot 8020S. You can get these all in here. Notice it's a drop point versus a clip point on the regular 8020. And here's a carbon shark's foot AD20S. And I want to start with the contrast against the AD20.5 because most people have it. Give you a sense of how different this is in so many different ways. From the jimping, the blade's thickness and size, the shark lock, the handle itself in both length and width. We'll do some weigh-ins before the end here. So that's super interesting. I'm just gonna move these up a little bit and throw that right in there. Try and get, I like putting the handle alignment, like so you can see the blade length difference and the handle length difference, if I can line those up well. Get it zoomed back in right here, or focused rather. And then let's take a look side by side against an 80-20 machine ground. First thing that like really jumps out to me is just not having the thumb studs. Gives it a very different look. But a lot of similarities, a lot of differences though. It looks like a bit of a wider blade, very different finish for sure. This is a G10 crew wear, 80-20. This is a Magnacut machine ground 80-20. This is a Magnacut custom hand ground 80-20. Yeah, a lot of differences there. It's not that I like technically like this knife a lot more than this one. In fact, I was kind of alluding to it. Now it's warming up a little. I want to check and see. All right, that's pretty smooth now. It was really cold when I first got it out. I am still failing to deploy it fairly frequently there, so sorry about that. Shark lock feels phenomenal on it. I have noticed some work better than others. Sometimes they even stick a little bit if you like really whip them back. Sometimes it'll stick a tad bit on a couple of them that I have. Not this one. This 80-20 is, I've mentioned in the other review video, the smoothest travel from folded to unfolded I've ever felt on any knife, I think. So I already love this one, which is what inspired me really to get this one. Wow, it's really just a thing of beauty there. The way that they ground things, it feels really nice in the hand. That was like one of the things that jumped out to me right away. The choke up on it is awesome. Let me get refocused here. The choke up is just awesome. It feels great here. Yeah, it just feels awesome in the hand. It's really like just the right amount of grip. Some of the Demkos, like in fact, I notice it here, are a little rough. Like for a lot of people really like that because it's like great grip. But I find this to be a little like a very wide textured file feel to it. It's not sharp really, but it's not really abrasive. It's not the right term. It's very grippy and kind of, it's not smooth, I guess is the best way I can put it. This one feels smooth, and that's the 80-20.5 titanium there that I was referring to. This custom ground feels smooth on the titanium. So that's awesome. I really like that kind of balance of grip and comfort. And you can see the color of the tie coming up between the color of the handle, which is just awesome. What a beauty. So very pleased with this purchase. It is as described by the seller. I'll of course get it out in the light, not behind the camera. Figure out how to finger flick it better than I have been on here and actuate it. It rolls out real nice, really smooth. And now that it's warmed up, it's pretty close to the machine ground one I have. I don't know if I just got an exceptional one on this machine ground. I don't really know what the, variation is from one to another with these US made Demkos in the machine shop. But that one feels a world difference. I have another 8020 coming, so I'll see how that feels by comparison, but that 8020 feels smoother than any of the 8020S here. I have one more 8020S over here, a couple more titanium textured ones. There's probably like 4 others that are 8020 or 8020S. Some I haven't opened yet. These two right now are feeling the best of the bunch. I think this carbon one felt pretty good. Did get a little bit of that lock stick if you really whipped it open. Let's see if I can, yeah, not that time. One time on this one that's happened. I saw it a little more frequently now I'm thinking about it on this G10 one. This one's like really new, so that could be part of it. But yeah, that one's not quite as smooth. If you really whip this one open, let's see. You can hear like how loud that was. Like now that's kind of stuck. So it could just be the newness, could just need a little oil or something like that, but you can hear that little pop there. And now that's kind of gone. So not a big deal on this one. I love this one. It's brand new out of box. Probably just needs to get worked in a little bit, but really wanted to get just a G10 shark's foot variant like that. So I was really pleased when I finally came across it. So this was the most expensive knife I had bought until I bought that. And this felt like a lot. That, again, I had to like actually take a day and say, all right, what am I getting into here? Like, is there going to be some event where Demko releases this as a Taiwanese version or something and it's going to lose all its value? Like, what is my downside if I buy this? If you've seen them, some of them are going for as much as like $3 grand for these hand ground custom shop 8020s. I didn't pay that much, but I paid, like I said, twice as much as what I paid for that. So a lot. But I really have, become a big fan of Demko, and of the custom ones I saw, this is by far the one I like the most. There's some amazing ones, don't get me wrong, like all of them are really cool, but by far the one that I like the most in terms of, wow, look at that, the coloring, the way he did the grinding, the deletion of the thumb stud and the peanut slot there, and who isn't just radically excited right now about Magnacut? And I don't know what the Rockwell hardness is or anything. I didn't see any paperwork in there. I don't know if there's any info about it or whatever, but I mean, everyone that knows knife steels is just super excited about Magnacut. So I didn't mention it, and I'm wishing I had done it much earlier in the video, but the background on this knife. So if you made it to 20 minutes, congrats, you actually get to hear the background. The background on this knife is that it was sold over the table at Blade Show 2021. Magnacut, titanium, very custom styled. I imagine this is a one of a kind. I don't know that if they've done this. If you've seen others, please feel free to bring it to my attention, but I imagine this might be kind of a one of a kind. And there may never be another one like it. And that just, given that stylistically and with the Magnacut, it all met the things that I'm really passionate about right now in collecting knives, particularly in collecting Demkos. It just felt like one I had to go for. So really excited to bring it in here. Really excited about what Demko's doing. And I feel like this is just an extension of all this really cool knife work that he's bringing into the knife world. Notice a bit of a similarity there on the drop point versus the free rein. Kind of cool. Looks like a lot of similarity there, in fact. I wonder how much thicker the free rein is than this one. A bit. Not a lot though. A lot of similarity there. I love how far out the thickness goes and then it tapers at the end. That's not like my go-to, right? That's not how I want my daily carry to be, but for, you know, sometimes you get passionate about a certain type of knife and there's just something you start seeking after. For what I'm really passionate about in knives right now, these two right here really sum it up. I love this being like a DLT exclusive, not Elmax, but Crewwear, you know, with the tan G10. This is just my style. Like this is an extension or maybe like a more aggressive, I don't know what the right term is, version of what a daily carry is for me. Like for me, my daily carry is, you know, basically this knife. So that to me is a knifier, beefier, cooler version of what I carry on a daily basis. So, and it's just got some elements to it that are really beautiful. And I mean, just the shape of the clip point on that thing, just beautiful to me. And this right here, drop point, which is probably my favorite all around blade shape. It's a Demko. It's got the, you know, beautiful handle, the Magnacut, the deletion, you know, to kind of make it a little more purist, if you will, using just the slot. The different finish on the blade, although I actually really like the stone-washed finish. This is one of my favorite finishes that is on any knife. I just think the way it catches the light and stuff, what Demko's doing here is, to me, amazing, and I wouldn't want to change this on the majority of the knives. That kind of makes this that much more special on the custom hand ground because it is a satin finish on the blade, and that's not how Demko is doing, you know, most of the knives that he's putting out right now. So, I mean, that is just a thing of beauty, the way that that's finished. Let me see if I can get, sorry, it's like midnight right now, so you're just not going to get natural light, unfortunately. But maybe I'll do some more footage of this knife in some natural light as well. Just want to see if I can really show the texture of that blade, because it is really just the contrasting line directions and stuff is really elegant and really cool to look at. This was described as like new unbox. I don't feel any. The great seller I got this from, and I found it on the Demko group. If you're into Demkos, definitely check out the Demko group on Facebook. That's where I found this. The seller has multiple Demko customs as well as machine grounds, and is a total enthusiast, and got it from a guy that picked it up at Blade Show. So was bought over the table at Blade Show, and was just a wealth of knowledge. So he really shared a lot of knowledge to help me get comfortable with the idea of picking this one up and feeling like the value is there based on the high dollar amount that you pay for a knife like this. Now, is it there functionally? No, no way. Like, this is not twice as good as that knife functionally, and definitely not 3 times better than that knife. to give you a sense of what the price range is. You know, it's not, no question. Like, it's definitely not, I don't know what that is, like 8 times more expensive than this one. No, it's not 8 times better. But it is rare, it's unique, and it's really cool to have. So that's the driver for that part of the collection. And I'm just thrilled to have it, thrilled to bring it to you all, and hopefully you enjoyed just getting to see it. And my enjoyment in it is really a very special purchase for me, and the one I'm like, these are my 2 favorite knives in my collection. I have a video that probably went up already by the time you're watching this, but I also just recently unboxed a sorry, it's late, a Rockstead Higo 2 that is really kind of speechless video for me as well. We're just so like, what do I even say about this? It's such an amazing knife. So those are like my 3 favorite knives right now, I think, in my collection. There are so many I really like. It's a big collection, but this is you know, that's my great white shark. I think would be a good one for this with the kind of blue there. Let me think about that one. I'm gonna come back with a nickname for this one now that I gotta spend some time with it, but I think there's probably a good nickname for that. So beautiful knife. I feel like every time I find one like this, you gotta throw the good old Shark Lock sticker in the frame there. Highly recommend if you have an opportunity to get one like this. It's not disappointing. That's all I can really say. You know, it's not for everyone. This is not like your first knife. This is definitely a collectible, you know, something you appreciate, something you could carry. It's absolutely a daily carry possible knife, right? You can totally do it. I'm not gonna do it, but someone totally could. But it's not disappointing. It is everything you expect from Demko, and you know, that extra little something getting a custom. So really hope you enjoyed this one. I'll cut it off because I could just sit here and talk about how excited I am about this knife for another 30 minutes, but appreciate you coming by the channel to check it out. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.